Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Destination Lifestyle. This is part 3 of the video where we talk about quality regarding the issue of the allegedly manufacturers from China claiming to make all the items, most of the items for some branded luxury high-end products. In the previous 2 videos, I've talked to you about my point of view on the whole matter, and the last part that we were talking about was we were discussing about my bag from Coach, which I have a problem with the handle on the strap that has its paint peel off on first wear. So, and that bag happens to be made in China. I'm not saying that the bag is of lesser quality, but I'm asking you, I'm hoping you will also be able to understand that whatever materials used, no matter how much is the price, no matter how expensive they are still materials. And in order to understand the value of the things that you buy, you have to understand also the characteristics of each and every materials that are used for the metalware, for the hardware of the bag, for example, for the material, the fabrics, the leather, the way of the stitching. Everything matters. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the items that I have, and I'm going to show you a little example on what I mean by we have to understand the characteristics of the materials used in these high-end luxury items. Okay, for example, the first we have the 1854 Louis Vuitton bag here. As we all know, this is made in a jacquard fabric. Okay, now what you need to know is that the composition of this fabric matters, because if you are buying this kind of materials with this kind of fabric, the jacquard fabric, you have certain percentage of either polyester or nylon or even wool sometimes. So every single ingredient in making this fabric is totally the secret of the house. So if you are looking at counterfeit items or a copy version, the first touch that you feel on the fabric can make you realize whether this bag is original, is genuine, is the real deal, or it's a copy version. Okay, so fabric is one thing to look out when you are buying a bag, for example. Speaking of fabric, I also have another example for the LV 2054 sneakers that I buy. Okay, The part is a combination of leather and fabric. The material here is fabric. If you see up close, okay, the fabric does not feel flat. You can feel textures on the fabric. And I have seen the counterfeit version which feels flat, very flat. So this is one example also to realize, to see the originality, the authenticity of the items. Okay, when you feel it, you touch it, you can feel the texture of the fabric. The same also with the Gucci GG sneakers. If you see up close, these are all embroidered. Okay. The reason I buy this is because it is a special edition from the house, and also to be able to make a copy of this, it takes a lot of effort, right? So we were talking about the characteristics of the materials where to look out for when you're buying luxury items from the fashion house, for example. This one, on the other hand, is another Gucci GG sneakers. It's made in canvas and leather. Okay. And the reason I get this is because it is in gray color, which is my favorite color, but also at the same time, this is not a common color to be produced mass produced. So this in itself, I haven't been able to find the counterfeit version of the GG sneakers in this color. In other colors, yes, but in this, not yet. Next, we are going to talk about the Louis Vuitton belt. This is the first belt that drew my attention to Louis Vuitton. This is created by Virgil Abloh. It's the rainbow prism. What I'm going to tell you is the original version has the versatility on the leather. You can use this in both sides. It's reversible, the multicolor or the black damier print. But the versatility of the leather shows this is authentic, because I've seen the counterfeit one, which is very rigid, and the leather is thicker than the original one. So again, the characteristic of leather, like my City Keepall here, this is in calf grain with embossed printing, so you can see the dimensional, the three-dimensional feel of the logo. But since this is a real leather, so you will see that over the years, I have this bag for perhaps 3-4 years now, I guess. You can see that real leathers would have these spots like this here. Because real leather, they would age beautifully, and I myself have learned to appreciate the current condition of my bag. It makes me happier because this is the City Keepall, a very one-of-a-kind design with the embossed printing, all in black color from the house. And one thing to differentiate the genuine leather from faux leather or the false leather is you can always do the water drop test. Okay, for real leather, it will absorb the water, but for the fake leather, it will stay on the surface because of the repellent characteristic of the faux leather itself. Okay, another thing to look out for, as you can see in my Sunset Monogram Keepall XS from Louis Vuitton. Okay, This is made in canvas. Okay. Perhaps it's easy to copy them, but remember, the house only use the exact same pattern for each and every bag. So each and every bag will look almost exactly the same anywhere in the world. The fake one would, of course, they can be able to produce this perhaps, okay? But again, you have to feel the texture of the canvas, because the color tones is another thing. To have the purple, the blue, the orange, or the pink, the composition of colors is very specific from the house. Okay, so fake one might look a little bit different, and to the naked eye, for people who are used to looking at luxury products like this, we can immediately tell straight away which is the authentic, the original, and which is not the real deal. Okay, so for example, if you are making this as a counterfeit, of course you would make the print of this canvas in a bigger size, and you would cut this to as many bags as possible, which means the pattern will differ from one bag to another. But the real piece would have the exact overall cutting from the front all over and even to the sides. So I hope the tips that I'm giving you today, in conclusion to my previous two videos where we talk about, do we have to really bother about asking where is this bag made from? Is this 100% made in Italy, made in France, anywhere? Okay, even if they are made in China, China is also good in producing their stuff, right? So even some companies, some brands, they would go for, okay, you have the artisans which is good in doing this part of the bag in this country, they will use it there. And then if they have the good material from this country, they will go there and get the best materials for us to enjoy. So when they put this together into one single piece of luxury in your hands, and you pay quite a price for that, does it mean that they're being dishonest? This is a question that we all should think about. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until I see you in the next video, bye bye.